ho, 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 ho. Do I feel good today? What's good, universe? This is your daily sports and sports betting brand of a record. We call it Driving the Line. You can call it DTL on your way in every single day. Please hit the like button. It really helps the show grow. I am your boy, the coach, and we are here live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Starting this Sunday, we will be live at 10 a.m. Eastern time to break down all the 1 o'clock games, all the 4 o'clock games of the glorious NFL. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we launch DTL Primetime Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the Ravens and the Chiefs. And then on Friday, a special episode, the Eagles and the Packers from Brazil. So we got a lot on our plate, and we got a full crew today as well. As always, let's take a look at how we did on Tuesday. Well, your boy was 2-1. Everybody gets a check mark. Everybody gets a check mark. And we thought, and we talked about that Chris Sale play. We thought about that Chris Sale play. I even asked him about it. And Chris Sale has been a Cy Young Award winner for a reason. And we said, they've got to win all these games. And he went deep into the game. That's what happens. But that's why you watch live. Now, as always, every single weekday, we have a brand new podcast. You guys have been downloading it literally all over the world. It drops around 2 p.m. Eastern time, and he doesn't wear the hat all the time because he wears a blue hat. Here he is, my partner, my five-tool player, AB. It is Wednesday. That means we start college football today, and it's a big day. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Yep, week 2 college football, man. Got some big games on the board. Got a lot of large spreads on the board. Let's just say that. But it's going to be a good week.
It really, really is. I was kind of going through social media, and I thought we might start the show with a little bit of a laugh. I was trying to imagine what you were like on Monday night as the Boston College Eagles held the ball for 14 minutes and 10 seconds in the first quarter. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it until, AB, last night when the Yankees allowed a walk-off grand slam. And Nick Turturro, the famous actor, went on a rager on social media. And, AB, I would like to play that for you right now and get your reaction to this. You're welcome, DTL Universe.
Pathetic. He's pathetic. He's pathetic. Graves never get close. Homes get close. Pathetic. What are they waiting for? What in heaven are they waiting for? The man has blown 11 saves. 11 games. You cannot win a championship with this dude. Try anybody. Try Weaver. You blow a good comeback. You blow a good pitching performance. What is the deal with these guys? Try something.
Did he do that from the bathroom?
I think so. I also thought it's an F day. And Howie Schwab would have done the exact same thing if his St. John Johnnies didn't get a win. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. I like
the problem with Florida State in the first quarter is that did anyone know what time it was? Like, that was the biggest thing for me. It's like, how in the world do we have a clock that's not operating? Like, no one can figure this out. Like, there's a minute 30 left. They just cut it. They just went into the first quarter.
Like, and how does ESPN not have their own clock?
I don't know.
Why, if it's out in the stadium, why is it out on TV?
It's hard to find good help.
It really is. Now, you guys know, if we would have put Howie in that video, that's exactly what he would have done. And he's always looking down. I can't remember what it was yesterday. I believe that we hit this. But today, the Howie Schwab Crew Player of the Day, AB, is what?
Going 2 games, 4 options here. You got the Yankees, Rangers over 8.5. Yankees, Rangers under 8.5. Are you going Dodgers, Angels over 10 or Dodgers, Angels under 10? Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
Japan says Howie would be giving us some fire-ass U.S. Open bets. You're damn right he would. By the way, we got an All-American semifinal, AB, at the U.S. Open. All-American semifinal. Now, it is a big Wednesday. AB has prepared some amazing graphics. Producer man is doing what he does behind the scenes, but we cannot do it without our incredible crew They've been riding with us for 8 months, and they are fired up and ready for another football season, or our first here at DTL. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the picks. Oh, and we're going 6 wide on a Wednesday. Look at all these beautiful faces. And I'm trying to think, who gets our 15 seconds today? Well, I'm going to go to the man who missed the show yesterday, and it was literally driving him insane. Raphael, my numbers guy, you get the 15 seconds today.
Good morning, crew. Good morning, coach. Good morning, AB. I would have gladly have been here yesterday than where I was actually at. So I would have been here. But what a day yesterday. I missed the show, but numbers were all over the place. Nebraska volleyball ladies lose to SMU, an unranked team. They got swept 3-0, Nebraska ladies. UFC last night, Dana White, a 2,000 or favorite loss yesterday. I don't even want to try to pronounce her name. I just say Duban, who won. She was plus 1,000 offshore. She gets the upset of the big knockout. Numbers all over the place yesterday. And, of course, the Cubs lost.
That might have been knockout of the year because it was one of those boom, and she froze and then did the whole Nesty plunge thing. That was crazy on the Contender Series. Now, he had a check mark yesterday. He's from the Dirty. A lot of stuff going down in Louisiana. Charles, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, crew. Yeah, first of all, we want to send a shout out to Clay Holmes, a big grand slam he allowed us, not only for me, but that was to play the crew cast as well, the over 9 with the Yankees. So big shout out to Clay as well. Another loaded day, excited to get it going. Then international break-ins today. We get back with some soccer tomorrow.
I thought you had a little extra energy today. I really, really did. Now, he's the only 5-star chef in the game, and I cannot wait to see all of your tailgating content this week this year for Primetime Live. Seabass, good morning. No! Oh, come on! AB, what do we do? Is this
I'm trying to follow the rules, and I blew it again. See, I'm trying to be quiet. Well, look, I got good morning, everybody. Hey, for all of you all who took Boy as the baby pick, it just dropped on US Weekly about an hour ago. So, little boy coming in a couple weeks. I was so excited because I just didn't want to blow it, you know?
Congratulations, everybody in the chat. Let Seabass know what we think about the fact he's going to have a little baby boy in a couple of weeks to bring into the DTL. You know, and what did you say the name? You say the name or you said boy?
No, boy. Can't drop the name. The wife will kill me if I drop the name. Can't do that.
Yeah, Us Weekly's like,
yeah. No.
Oh man, that's amazing, man. My heart is full for you. Thank you,
guys.
Finally, he is live from Memphis, Tennessee. He is all over social media. He is a part of all these crazy things that are connected to DTL. DG, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Listen, Seabass, if you want to name your kid old Danny Boy, I'll go ahead and throw you a bone, let you have it. Excited for the day. Excited, honestly, for the opening of NFL. Like, there's so much happening right now. Let's get going, man. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day.
Let's go. It's hump day. All right. AB, are you ready? You got your serious face on this morning, AB. You got your serious face today. That means we're cashing tickets.
Scary.
That means we're cashing tickets. I like the serious face. All right. As always, for y'all of you watching all over this universe, we could not grow without you. So thank you. But we've got to get a really good day before the NFL starts. So, Charles, let me come over to you. We've got a splitter, as you like to say. Let's start with your first one.
The White Sox and Orioles wrap up their series today, and runs have come early so far, with 7 on Monday in the first 5 innings and 9 on Tuesday. Plus, the Sox starting pitcher Jonathan Cannon has allowed 14 earned runs in 15 innings pitched. So I'm going to back runs to be scored in the first half of the game today, with the first 5 over 4.5 between the White Sox and Orioles.
By the way, AB, did you see this last night, the post-game show of the White Sox, Ozzie Guillen? Did anybody hear this sound? Ozzie Guillen with Frank Thomas on, and we're not going to play it right now, but there was the umpire tossed the manager of the White Sox because he expanded the strike zone that a 7-footer couldn't have hit balls at certain, because it was 9-0. Ozzie Guillen on the post-game show lays into this guy. We're going to have to put it on social. Did you see this, AB, at all?
I didn't. No.
Oh, my God. It was so funny. It was so funny. We're going to have to put it up on our social. If anybody saw it, let me know in the chat, because I'm not going to say what he said, but I guarantee you management talked to him after it was done. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So first one is fire. Now, Raphael, even on a day off, Caitlin Clark making history as her team has now qualified for the playoffs. But she is not done, but you are fading her today. Let's start there.
Yeah, crazy. You make the playoffs, you don't even get to play one game in the WNBA. What are you guys doing? But the LA Sparks go to Indiana, face Caitlin Clark and a fever. I'm going under 5.5 rebounds by Caitlin Clark, laying -3 nickels. She has hit this prop 3 straight games and 7 out of the last 8. This one spells blowout to me. I can see LA Sparks laying a big egg, Indiana coming in with their chest pumped high, making the playoffs. If it's a blowout game, would not shock me if we see Caitlin Clark maybe only do mid-30s, maybe high 20s minutes played, 5.5 rebounds. She's going to get her assists. She's going to get her points, but I don't think she gets boards. I'm going to say under 5.5.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'll come back to you for Lamar Jackson, but let's go over to Seabass, because you're also on Caitlin Clark today, but you think that combined, she has a really big day. You're up.
Coach, I do think Caitlin Clark's going to have a big day. I'm okay with Raphael's under on the rebound side because we are looking at points and assists. I like the over 31.5. She's done this in 5 of 7 games since the Olympic break. Now, if she is going to go over, if this game is going to be a blowout, which I think it's going to be because she's got some points early, but a little nugget here. She is 41 assists away from the WNBA record for assists in a season. After Angel Reese breaking the rebound record in the season, I can't believe that Caitlin Clark wouldn't want to get this record. So 30-6 against LA the last time they played at home. I think she gets over the 31.5.
All right. I like that a lot. Caitlin Clark, will get back to baseball in a second. So Big Teasy says, I love first quarter NCAA bets. They are the best. And I'm telling you right now, AB is our guy. We'll be all over those this week. Is there anything early, AB, that you're looking at when it comes to a first quarter this week for college football? I know you start today, though.
They're not out yet.
Okay. They're not out yet. All right. Let's go back. Where do we go now? Charles, last night, about 20 miles from where I'm sitting right now, the Dodgers took care of the Angels. They scored 6. If they do that again tonight, we cash. Explain yourself.
And that was a little stay on your toes as well. I got the 6, but the Dodgers, it took a while for them to get the 6 runs last night, but I believe they will get this number sooner today versus Griffin Canning, who owns a 5.19 ERA and a career 5.02 ERA versus the Dodgers, including a 11-4 loss the last time they faced them. So we're going to go ahead and take Dodgers team total over 5.5 versus the Angels.
Boom and boom. Let's stay on the diamond. AB, I want to come to you because the Yankees last night, they hit that 4. We just played the sound. Their bats, though, have been good. Why do you think tonight they have a good offensive night, sir?
Going against Nathan Eovaldi, the Yankees have had a long history of hitting him and multiple players that have been doing it. You look from Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and keep going. You're going to have a lot of options here in the home run ball. You're also going to have a lot of options. If you look at extra base hits, RBIs are going to be a nice play here. That's why I don't want to play the over 8.5, even though it could be a really solid play. I want to lock in on the Yankees here, because Stroman could be solid on the mound too. So we're going to take the Yankees team total over 4.5 there, right at even money, and they should get the job done.
Solid is right with that information. Now, AB, you know, one of the things I love to say here on the show is that big old fat smile that I love so much. Now, Pat in the chat says, we need an AB smile. My day just ain't the same without it. Can you give the good people what they want?
Yeah, I can.
There we go. I knew we'd break him. I knew we would break him today. You got it, Pat, right there. Keep those comments coming. All right, AB has gone, and I want to come back. Charles has gone twice. So, Raphael, let me come back over to you. No, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to come to Seabass, stay with baseball, and then get to football. Seabass, Atlanta last night, they had Chris Sale. They do not have him tonight. However, you do believe that they will get it done by multiple runs, yes?
Coach, yeah, Charlie Morton tonight on the mound, strikeouts. We might talk about him a little bit later, but the play here, Atlanta Braves -1.5. They beat Colorado last night 3-0. They've won by 2+ runs in 6 of their last 10 games. Over the last 30 days, Atlanta's number 12 in runs scored, while Colorado on the entire season at the bottom of the barrel, number 28 in runs scored away. Atlanta's fighting to stay in that playoff race. They want that wild card. They've got to get wins now. They've got a couple of late series against the Dodgers and the Mets that could potentially keep them from making those the playoffs. So Atlanta, they need the wins when they can get them against the low teams. I'll take them -1.5.
No, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now, let's shift over to football now. And Lamar Jackson tomorrow night, and we'll talk all about him on Prime Time Live as the Ravens head into Arrowhead to get with the Chiefs. So you think with a low number, Raphael, he sails over this. Talk to me.
Yeah, we got the rematch going tomorrow night. And I picked this game right now just because I do believe this number is going to move. It opened up at 217.5. It was 219.5. And then this morning when I scratched my eyes to get those cleared, it was 218.5. So it's going to probably fluctuate. I don't think it goes back down to 217.5. I mean, don't forget, last time he threw for 272 yards, Lamar Jackson. I think the run game is going to be controlled by King and the new backfield that they have in Baltimore. The offensive line, I think, is really key. Look for the tight ends to give him an easy winner. So I'm going to take Lamar Jackson over 219.5 passing yards. I think passing is going to be a big surprise in this game.
We will be all over that tomorrow. Can't wait. Now we start with the college football talk today. DG, Colorado and Nebraska. This is going to be a big one for Dion and the boys to come into Nebraska. But you think the first quarter we start to get things going. Why?
These first quarter bets have been hot. And also, if you look at these two teams, they've kind of been hot early on in the games. But you look at Nebraska, they had a game of 7-7 versus UTEP. And so, all right, we got the offense, but also their defense isn't that great, allowing UTEP, who isn't good, to score. But then Colorado going against North Dakota State, they scored 14, allowed 10. I think both of these teams are very susceptible on the defensive side, and that's why I love it. But both teams like to play quick, and they like to play, get the tempo going up early. So I expect both these teams to go over 13.5 first quarter points at -105. And Coach, if I could give you a little bit of a nugget, Charles, stay on your toes live play. I'll give you the both teams to score 10 plus points. It's plus 1,034 over at FanDuel.
Wow. All right. Everybody has gone. Is everybody good? Everybody good? All right. Yes, DG.
You didn't let me get my baseball pick, but I get it. It's so good. It's so hot.
I apologize. I thought I had the flow. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Lawrence Butler is hot right now. And so we're going to go with a guy going over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for -120. It's a 13-game hit streak, but could I interest you in a 13-game 2+ hits, runs, and RBI streak as well? He's had 7 home runs in the last 8 games. He's 1 for 3 against George Kirby, who hasn't been looking that great lately. He's getting up a lot of hits. So we're going to go back to a guy who is on fire. Lawrence Butler over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs -120 for your Oakland, maybe not so long, Athletics.
A lot of people are asking about showdowns. A lot of people asking about, it's going to be a ton of fun getting football started. Now, every single Wednesday here on the show, we're going to get you started just a little bit early with college football. So I called AB last night, and I said, AB, I need something that looks fantastic. Pick the 3 biggest games of the week, and let's start the discussion today. So, producer man, if you don't mind, here are the 3 games that a lot of America is going to be all about this week. A top 10 matchup. College Game Day will be in the house for Texas and Michigan, whose offense looked awful. Tennessee, AB's team, they're going on the road to NC State. And then you got Oklahoma State, the Fighting Mike Gundys. Welcoming Arkansas. AB, let's start with you. Of these games, which one are you most looking forward to, sir?
Those are 3 solid games here, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to the Tennessee NC State under 60.5. I think you're going to see a little bit of regression from Tennessee. Harley, come here. You want a treat? Here, get one. All right, he didn't jump. All right, anyways, we're going to have a whole thing planned. I think you're going to see a little regression from Tennessee. I think you're going to see a little bit of a better game from NC State than you did in week 1. This is a neutral site game. It's being played in Charlotte. So I think that you are just going to see 2 teams that are honestly kind of even. I think that Tennessee wins the game, but I don't know if 8 is too large of a number. You know what I mean? So I think that the better play is going to be the under 60.5, because I think what Boston College did to Florida State by running the ball, keeping it away from Tennessee's in the fastest offense in the country, I think they're going to try to do a lot of that. And Tennessee's got a great D-line, but they haven't been tested yet, so we'll see.
Real quick, AB, who was the team that they beat last week by like 66? Who was that team?
UT Chattanooga.
Did you see the kid from UT Chattanooga when they asked him about simulating the offense? And he goes, "Hey, we're gonna be we do it in practice, but practice is harder than games. So we should have." Did you see that audio?
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah, it's like, what are you thinking, kid? Like,
What are you thinking?
They scored 3 points. Look, and that's the funny thing too, is it's like you got paid $1 million to come here. Like you're getting a brand new facility, for God's sakes. Like just.
Oh my goodness. I love that. That's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about here on the show. I love the peripheral stuff that leans in to college football. So AB is all over Tennessee. Big Cheese said, I love tailing ABs, but nobody knows more about Tennessee football and Titans football than my man AB. We'll be locked and loaded this season for that. Now, Charles, I'm coming down to you. We got big games on the board. Where are you headed, sir?
I'm eyeballing this Texas and Michigan. Texas goes to the big house, but it started out at 3, I think 3.5. Now we're at 7.5. I think this is going to be more of a defensive battle as well. I can see Texas going up here, really, dominating this Michigan side as well. I think that total started out at like 48. We're down at 42 as well. So I hate that we're missing value on both of these numbers as well. But I really like Texas to go to the big house, have a dominant performance. I could see maybe like a 28-3, 24-10 type win as well. I don't think it's going to be high scoring, but I do think that Texas does win, covers the number, and it still stays under that 42. I think it's 42.5 as well right now. So yeah, I like the Longhorns in this spot to have a impressive victory in the big house.
And now with the 12 teams in the playoffs and you got the at-large teams, I think perception and how teams look will be certainly a factor that the committee, DG, is going to look into now that there are 12. So with these, whenever you're playing a ranked team, certainly on the road, and you can get a dub regardless of whether or not you cover, that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, you look at this Texas team going against a Michigan team who I think is so overrated. I just think that, yes, that number is on the wrong side of the touchdown there at -7.5. I do think that you might can tease this a little bit and get us to this maybe just a 7 where you have a get your money back on that. I think that this Texas team is very good, and I think that the Michigan team stinks. I don't think they're very good at all. And so if it was me, I don't care what that number is, as long as it's not above 10, because I think Texas puts it on them there in the big house, just like Charles was saying. If you look at the quarterback for Michigan, he is not good. I think he went 15 of 25 last week against a terrible team. They're not good. They're going to be throwing picks. I just expect this to be a blowout for Texas.
The way that offense looked, and with all of the discord that happened in the offseason, Jim Harbaugh left. You got a new head coach. And we can't forget about the coaching, guys, because when you start to coach in big games, just ask Brian Kelly at LSU. There are levels to this game, and decisions you make, how you do it, that matters. Not as much as the play, but it absolutely matters. So, Seabass, let me come down to you. When you look at these 3 games, what do you see?
Coach, I'm going with Texas as well. The SEC is the greatest conference in college football, hands down. The Big Ten sucks. They're slow. They're fat. They don't play. I don't like anything about the Big Ten whatsoever. I like Texas here big. DG and Charles already gave all the information that you're going to need, but I like Texas to cover the 7.5 easily. Plus, it's a great way to start off Saturday at noon.
Isn't that the best? And I sit in California where it's 9 a.m. and I wake up. And this year we'll have a little something on Saturdays, but I'm not going to work my guys to the bone. We've got picks all week long. Everybody can sleep in and then turn on that first game. I love it. Raphael, I know you're up 24/7, big boy. What do you see here on the board?
I wasn't going to talk about Arkansas, Oklahoma State just because the total is a tad high. I think Arkansas is going to establish the run. But what DG said was correct. But what Seabass said, SEC, the best conference. Ooh, we know more. Give me a break. Big Ten's going to win it all this year. Ohio State or Oregon. I like Texas to mop up Michigan. Michigan barely covered last week. It wasn't for an 85-yard interception to the house that made it 30-20 for them to cover. Fresno State ran all over Michigan. These kids are thinking about this. Are our wins even going to count if we win this year? There's too much above these kids' heads. Texas goes in there and whomps them. We're not shocked if this one stays 7.5. You see the books will probably just move the juice around. This one did open up at 3.5, like Charles said. Total opened up at 45. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game. I think Texas wants to put the metal to the pedal and put a lot of points on the board. But give me SEC, the all-mighty powerhouse. Give me a break.
Wow. SEC hate. AB, why is that so funny to you?
I think he's right. The Big Ten's going to be good.
Talk to me.
I think he's good. I think he's right. The Big Ten's going to be
love
good.
AB.
Yep. There's a lot of talent up there. Look, and I think that you've got the upper echelon of the SEC, which might be Georgia. I don't know, right? But I think that in the Big Ten, you're going to have some really good teams. And don't forget Ohio State. We haven't even talked about them this year. They spent $25 million on this team. Legit. Like they've almost got an NFL payroll going because they're tired of losing to Michigan. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't disagree. I think Raphael might be spot on.
Real quick also, because I know we've got a lot of new people coming into our show for football. And AB, you just mentioned that $20 or $25 million. Now that it's way out there in the open, how are these teams going about this? Because I know you're part of a Tennessee collective, as you call it. How do they go about not only getting these players, but I know Florida State spent $600,000 on a bust. How does it really work?
Yeah, so here's how it works, okay? So you have the school and you have a middle company, okay? Like, Spire Sports. Every school has their own, right? And then you have the player, okay? So you have three entities. So the company in the middle, all right, is actually, it's almost like an agency, is actually the people that pay the player and handle the contract. So the school is not paying any kid whatsoever. This is across the country. So let's say DG agency signs Raphael to a 1 year. These are all essentially 1 year contracts. DG agency signs Raphael to a 1 year, $5 million NIL deal to play quarterback. Okay. That's what you got. And the money comes from the NIL, the booster collective, right? That's where the money comes from. So the boosters have solidified this amount of money to the middle company. All right. You with me on this?
Yes.
So if Raphael signs a 1 year, $5 million deal, what that middle company then does is goes and finds more deals, with companies for Raphael. So let's say Raphael signs a 1 year, $1 million deal with Beats by Dre. Okay. You think, now he's making $6 million. No, he's making $5 million. That $1 million is now paid by Beats by Dre and comes off of the boosters. So now they only owe $4 million. So if that company goes and finds $1 million deals for Raphael, he still makes $5 million, but the boosters now don't spend any of their money on that. They could go find another player, right? So that's why you see these schools that this company in the middle, whoever has the best connections. And that's what Nick Saban was talking about on game day. If you heard him when he was breaking down that there are people constantly out there trying to pay his players, it's not schools. The race is actually who has the best agency working with the school, because they can make their money double if they're good and know what they're doing.
Interesting.
Big Cheesy just said what we all are thinking.
Yeah.
Wow. Now it makes sense. That's crazy. Well done, AB. You've explained it, but never like that. That is bananas.
Yeah.
So you need to have a really good sales guy heading up these collectives to get these companies to spend that kind of money.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's where the race is and anyone can get involved in this, right? Like, that's the thing, is it's the Wild West right now, and there will be rules that come down in the next 2 years. But right now, if you have a Rolodex, a cell phone of contacts, you are powerful. You can get involved in this if you know what you're doing, right? So that's really where the race is. So when you saw, like, the NCAA came, Tennessee was actually the first school that the NCAA came after him saying, oh, you're paying these players Tennessee got the governor and the attorney general and sued the NCAA and won because they said, we're not paying a damn person. You're wrong. Yeah.
They are.
No, they didn't even say who it was. They just said, we're not paying anyone. You can't prove it. And here are all of our records. And they weren't. And that's why the NCAA had no idea. They did not know. And then you saw the state of Virginia did it, and the state of Florida is doing it, and everyone else is doing it because they're saying, no, NCAA, you're wrong. No. Like, so the schools aren't paying a penny for any of these players.
I think it's the appropriate time, ladies and gentlemen, to take just a moment and ask a very appropriate question. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. That is hashtag educate and entertain. College football will be having picks tomorrow and Friday, but this you can only get right here on DTL. Now, as you guys know, we are almost to the end of our 24 days to the NFL. Only 2 divisions left today and then tomorrow, the AFC West. So, producer man, if you don't mind. Mark just said, I just stood up and applauded that. What a freaking speech. I agree, Mark. I agree. All right, so today, let me check my notes. We're going with the AFC South. It's going to be an AB day because the AFC South is where Tennessee resides. It's where Houston resides. It's where Jacksonville resides. And it is where Indianapolis resides. So who is going to win this division? AB, I'm going to start with you.
I love Houston. I love everything about the third coast there, but I'm going to go with the Jaguars here just to be contrarian. I think the Jaguars at plus 250 are a good, kind of a little bit of a risk future bet to take a shot here if you want to add some money. Because, look, I think the Texans are going to be really good, and I believe completely in C.J. Stroud and DeMeco Ryans and Stefon Diggs and all of it. Keep going. I love everything about them. I think that the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, I think he understands what time that it is, and I don't think that there's a big gap between the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Colts, and maybe the Titans too. We'll see, but they've got a lot of changes, new coaching staff, a lot of different things. But the Jaguars have an opportunity to bounce back, and the Texans have an opportunity to kind of regress back to the mean, if that makes sense. So I think you're looking at a division that's going to be won by a difference of 1 game.
I think you're right. And he's really the only quarterback that's on his original team from that draft class 5 years ago now. And it's about time he gets the job done or gets them farther than when they've gotten. Now, Charles, you agree with AB. Why?
Second that opinion. Jaguars to win AFC South. Jaguars, they have the second easiest schedule in the division. Plus, coming off of that epic collapse like last season, I think Dougie P will have them more focused than ever. And a lot of people are sleeping on the Jaguars. So if there's not a lot of expectation, that's even better in Duval County. Also, the Jaguars are plus 130 to make the playoffs. So, yeah, give me Jaguars to win the AFC South plus 250.
Boom. 2 great arguments for Jacksonville. Now, Houston has C.J. Stroud. We all believe that he could be, I don't want to say a Hall of Famer, but he is playing like a big-time quarterback. So, Seabass, I'm going to come over to you. At plus 105, the books also believe Houston is the team.
I went back and forth on this. I love what AB and Charles said about Jacksonville. They were the 2 teams I went back and forth with. I see them both probably at 9 wins. Houston going to regress a little bit. Jacksonville going to go up kind of where they left off. So it's going to come down to the end, and I think it ends in a tiebreaker to see who goes. So I took Texas just because they won last year. Now, it's tough. It's tough, but I think I don't like C.J. Stroud as much as you do, Coach. I think we see a little bit of regression there. But again, I still think at the end of the day, they pull it out and win the division. I'm not a C.J. Stroud fan. I'm sorry.
Wow.
He's good.
Hey,
look, I just have this very strong disdain for the Ohio State University. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
See, you're trying to pull an AB now just to be a contrarian. That's what you're trying to do. It's not that you don't like him. It's where he came from. I got it.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
You gonna say something, AB? I feel like you're gonna say something.
No. I was just laughing. It's just good.
All right, let's stay in H-Town, which, by the way, is one of my favorite cities I ever traveled to during my WWE days. If you know, you know. Raphael, why do you think the Texans are plus 105?
I agree with everyone said between their teams, Jaguars, Texans, Titans, everyone. I just pretty much rolled my D&D dice, and Houston Texans rolled up on this one because I'm staring at a Post-it right now. It says, I own John Forcade, ex-Saints quarterback, a steak dinner because I ragged on C.J. Stroud all last year. I didn't think he was going to be a good quarterback. I thought he was going to be an Ohio State dud, and all I had to do was eat crow game after game after game. I'm scared about the Colts. If there's one team, I think the Colts can do it, but I just need to look a little more. But I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud. He made me eat crow. I'm not eating crow this year. Give me the plus 105 Texans win.
Maiden Focus says C.J. Stroud is 12-1 for the MVP at FanDuel. Seems low, but it's 8-1 at DraftKings, which is where we get most of our numbers here for the show. Raphael, do you agree with those numbers, or is it somewhere in between that?
That just tells me that DraftKings probably has a little bit more liability on that number at 8-1 to 12-1. I've seen all the way up to 15-1 for him. So that just tells me they have a lot of liability on CJ Stroud.
And as Raphael always tells you, shop around. Shop around. Now, DJ, speaking of DG, God, I called you DJ once, and now I call it to you all the time. Speaking of contrarian, plus 340, Indianapolis. And if this guy, which last year he could not stay healthy, Anthony Richardson, and we'll get to that in a moment, they should be a really good squad this year. Explain your pick.
This is a really, really good division. I think they're all going to beat up on each other in a sense. And then I had to look at the value play. And I saw the Colts here as the longest odds of the three teams outside of, the Tennessee Titans. So I think you're going to be much better than people realize. The Texans are very good. They're showy. They're going to be hot on offense. But then you also have the through and through the good Jacksonville Jaguars team that somehow can't finish the job. And then you have the X Factor team, the team that can be very good or be terrible. And that's what I went with. It was a plus 340 with the Colts to win the division. I just think Anthony Richardson, if he plays well, this team could be really, really good. But you talk about potentially one of the best O-lines in the division with the Colts. I think, letting Jonathan Taylor run wild, I think this team could be very good. And on the other side of the ball, Zaire Franklin, the best tackler, going to have the most tackles and assists in the league this year. Zaire Franklin is incredible on the defensive side. So I had to go with the Colts here. Plus, I love Zaire Franklin.
AB, my heart hurts for you right now because I'm staring at this glorious graphic and all the professionalism that we have here at DTL. And there's one name that I do not see on it. Where and why are your Titans not in the discussion?
I like Will Levis, but it's a brand new coaching staff. Derrick Henry's gone. He's been 95% of the offense. They did do good work with the wide receiver core. The defense has had some players gone. It's a transition year. Now I'll say this. Anthony Richardson being on there, like the only issue with him is if he could just stay healthy.
Yeah.
AR-15 can go, man. That dude is a baller. They just need him on the field. But yeah, the Titans could surprise. Like I think they made a good coaching staff hire, but it's transition year.
I'll tell you what, Will Levis, he certainly has the arrogance and the confidence to be quarterback in the NFL. But you mentioned Anthony Richardson, so DG, let me come right back over to you. This guy might be the greatest athlete, with all due respect to Lamar Jackson, to ever play this position. Why is he the most important player in this division?
Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida. Unfortunately, I lost my showdown to Aaron Bailey, so shout out to you. That was on me. But just like the Florida Gators, Anthony Richardson could look good. He could be there all season. He could be an X factor, like I was talking about earlier, on the entire season. This team could be great if he's good. But unfortunately, just like my Florida Gators, they could suck. He could also get hurt. There could be so many issues, but I think that he has a lot of trouble with, honestly, his accuracy. His arm is dynamite. His legs are dynamite. But I don't think that he can be consistent enough. But if you allow the running game to kind of just take fold and really be very good behind that O-line, I think if you can simplify the offense, let him use his legs when he needs to, AR-15 could be dynamite this year.
Well, RU says Richardson has been going hard. He's going to have a big season. I think a lot of us believe that. And as fans, we want him to stay healthy. We want to watch him play. Now, let me come back over to Raphael. Because, Raphael, you are with a big-time running back that are becoming dinosaurs in this league. Talk to me about Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, if I had to pick any running back that can maybe get some MVP love, because I think Taylor's going to have a huge season if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy. He is 200-1 to win the MVP. You're trying to tell me that Anthony Richardson is 35-1 to win MVP? That O-line is going to make Jonathan Taylor look really good, really young. I think the O-line is probably going to get the most benefit, but I couldn't type the whole starting five of the O-line on this. I think Jonathan Taylor has a really good season, and I think he's going to be the reason why the Colts win games and I can sneak in to win this division. I'm excited to watch a healthy Jonathan Taylor this year.
Yeah, Big Cheesy says Taylor is going to have a season. He's just like Richardson, out much of the year last year. And, man, this is why I love the beginning of the season, because there's so many expectations for so many different teams. But let me – AB, go ahead. Oh, I thought you said something.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad. Charles, let me come over to you because you have been consistent for 7 straight days now that a player on your division winner will be the most important. Trevor Lawrence, talk to me.
I expect Trev to truly break out this season. He's in the 3rd year of this season, and if they're going to win the division, it's going to be on Trevor's shoulders as well to carry them to the promised land. Also, Trevor Lawrence to win league MVP plus 3,000. So that also has a little sprinkle potential.
I like a little sprinkle potential. Now, let me come to you, AB, because you also have Trevor Lawrence. I would love to hear your reasoning.
I listed Trevor Lawrence because this is actually a take on the Texans.
Oh.
I think Trevor Lawrence is the only one that can take them down. Like, I think the Texans are the class of the division. I know I picked Jacksonville, and I'm doing that because I like that plus 250. But someone's going to have to take Houston out, and I think that Trevor Lawrence consistently through the year, him and Doug Peterson are the only ones that can do it. So that's why I list Trevor Lawrence here because, buddy, Houston has got an offense. They've got a defense. They've got a head coach who is not messing around. Like, they know what time it is. Now, I'm not saying that they're winning the, Super Bowl, but you're going to have to take it from them, right? And I think that Trevor Lawrence has the talent, and Doug Peterson has a statue of himself outside of, the link out there in Philadelphia for a reason. He's a good coach, but you're going to have to go take it. So I'm actually giving all the love to Houston on this one. I think Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson are the only ones that can go do it.
I agree with you. And I love Doug Peterson, and I love his offensive mind. And if Trevor Lawrence can just I want to see a little bit of dog in him. I want to see a little bit. I love how he plays. Love long head. Love the look. I want to see a little bit of dog. Yes, AB.
Yeah. The problem has been is that look what he's had. He's had basically a brand new coach like every year and a half. You know what I mean? And they went through the entire Urban Meyer situation down there. Like he just needs just consistency. Like that's all the guy needs. It's just let's just calm down. And that's why I got so worried last year when, they had a tough year. It's like, oh, God, are the Cons going to start moving Peterson out? And it's like, dude, at some point you've got to give this kid just more than a year and a half. You know what I mean? Like give an offense, give everybody just time to get their breath, just catch their breath. It's a lot of change.
It's a very complicated system in the NFL. Every offense is complicated. Yeah. So 1 year, and then imagine doing algebra 1 year, then you're doing geometry the next. That's kind of what it's like. All right, 4 down, 1 to go. Seabass, I'm coming to you because most people don't realize that Stefon Diggs is not where he used to be.
That's right. Stefon Diggs is now a Houston Texan. Now, I didn't take him for the reason that people might think. I don't think he's going to have a huge year. I don't think it's going to be something that's outstanding and great. But what I like about Stefon Diggs in this position, he left Buffalo, got traded, terms murky, right? New start in Houston. They've got a young receiving core with Nico and Tank there. I am looking to Stefon Diggs to provide some leadership and just coach around these young kids, then also to take some pressure off of them with CJ Stroud to have other options in the offense there. So I think if Stefon Diggs is healthy, can be a leader and not expect to have the big numbers that he may have had in Minnesota and Buffalo when he was the star, he's still big name potential. He's still got big game potential. But for him to be on that field to open things up, I think it makes him super important for the Texans to go on and win the division.
And let's not bitch and moan when you don't get the football. If somebody else scores a touchdown, pat him on the butt. Pat him on the back. Yeah. Gentlemen, great job today. We got one division left, AFC West tomorrow, leading up to our first DTL primetime live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, the Ravens and the Chiefs. Now, if you weren't here at the top of the hour at 10 a.m. Eastern time, never fear. We got a little segment called The Whip Around. All right, things have changed just a little bit in the home run world. So AB has done a fantastic job of doing the combo bets. The numbers have come down a little bit, but you get two players, Stanton Judge, Hernandez Freeman, Langeliers Rucka, Harper, Springer, and Lindor, and Alonso. Charles, start us off.
Give me Teoscar and Freddie Freeman at plus 180. They've had some success against Griffin Canning, so I'm expecting runs in this game. So for show purposes, Teoscar, Hernandez, and Freddie Freeman plus 180.
Wrapping up that series tonight. DG, go.
I'm going to go with Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge plus 145. The reason is because Judge has 2 home runs off Evaldi. Stanton has 4 over his lifetime. Both guys have hit very well. But you also look at Evaldi. Honestly, he's given up a home run at home every start since June. So look to have both those guys go yard.
And a little synergy with AB's team total over 4.5 that we'll get to in a second. AB, let's come to you.
I love that play. I'll go with Bryce Harper, George Springer here just to be a little bit different, but I think DG's spot on. I mean, the history there and with Eovaldi and the historicals, as DG just mentioned, in regards to giving up home runs. But I'll go Harper and Springer because, I mean, we saw Schwarber go off yesterday, and I think that you're going to see likely both of Harper and Springer have a very good shot at doing this. So yeah, I'll go Harper and Springer.
10-9 was the finals. We cashed the over right here on DTL yesterday. Seabass, talk to me.
I like Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge as well. DG already mentioned how they've hit 6 home runs against them in their career. But then let's just go different, and I'll take Lindor and Pete Alonso just because.
Hey, sometimes just because cashes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Raphael, bring us home.
I'm going to Harper and Springer plus 270, and I'm going to equal Schwarber on there because I think his third home run hasn't landed yet yesterday. So I'm going to go with Harper and Springer. Harper might try to match that third home run that Schwarber goes. So I'm going to take Harper and Springer at plus 270.
You know when a person gets mentioned in our thread that it's a bomb. And Schwarber got mentioned in our thread last night. What an absolute seed he had last night. All right, gentlemen, we've only got a couple of minutes left in the show. This is where we go. 10 seconds, one nugget, 10 seconds or less. I said it twice because I want to emphasize that. Charles, go.
White Sox, Orioles, first 5 over 4.5. They've scored 7 on Monday and then 9 on Tuesday in the first 5 innings. Then Dodgers team total over 5.5. I think the Dodgers get at least 6 against Griffin Canning in this spot.
Raphael, you are up.
Caitlin Clark under 5.5 rebounds, laying those 3 nickels. They're already in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson for Thursday Night Football over 219.5 passing yards minus the 3 nickels. He threw for 270 plus the last time. Revenge factor.
Oh, stop it. DG, go.
Lawrence Butler over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs minus 120. He has a 13-game streak of 2+ hit runs and RBIs. So we're going to go ahead and cash with him. And then Colorado, Nebraska over 13.5 first quarter points at minus 105. And if you've seen the new designs on drivingtheline.com, we're going to party at the pay window.
Oh, I saw that last night. You and AB getting behind the curtain for all of us. Seabass, you're up.
I'm going to take Caitlin Clark over 31.5 points and assists. Last time she played the Sparks, she went for 30 and 6 points and assists. She's done this in her last 2 games as well. I also like the Braves minus 1.5. Charlie Morton on the mound tonight. They're still trying to make sure that they secure a playoff spot. I'll take him to win with 2 runs or more.
Boom and boom. And the Yankees on the road in Texas. AB, bring us home.
Look, my tag team partner who also wore green today, DG, we're the new road warriors out here. DG, hit me with that stat of Eovaldi giving up home runs again.
Giving up 6 home runs to Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge.
Bingo. I think that not only those two, but you're going to see a whole lineup of Yankees that are going off. So take that team total over 4.5.
All right. That is what I call a full freaking show. Every day moving forward, you will get 50 minutes of content. Oh, never fear. We got you covered. Gentlemen, well freaking done. We'll see all of you tomorrow. It is time for the closing bell. It is always an F day here as Howie Schwab is looking down. AB, what's our crew pick today?
They're going with the Yankees and the Rangers over 8.5. I think that's an excellent choice. You're going to see runs on both sides, but the Yankees should have an excellent opportunity to tee off, especially with how it ended last night. My man, JT, live from the stadium outside the restroom, breaking it down. I think it's going to be a much better game for him tonight.
By the way, B Mills just wrote something maybe in the chat that I think encompasses everything we're about as we head into our first real football season here at the brand. It's hard to believe we've been here 8 months. It really, really is. And without everybody in the chat, without everybody watching every day, we would not be here. B Mills says, man, I love being a part of this crew. Thank you to everybody. And I know, AB, you and I started this thing, and now we're getting ready to launch into football season. How excited are you, bud?
Oh, 100%. And I mean, B Mills is right on that. And the same thing that we say all the time. You guys built this, right? Like, you guys did it. And we would be nowhere without all of you. So literally, thank you. You know what I mean? And you guys have made it as much fun as it is, obviously, as you, coach, and everybody here. So it's awesome, man.
So who has it better than us, AB? Who has it better than us?
Nobody.
Producer man, give me that one shot, please. It is now time for all of you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. That's the only way that this thing works. And every day when you come in, I need you to hit that like button. Whatever that number is, watching live, we need that to be the like. Don't be lazy. Help us grow, just like you've done for the last 8 months. Do not forget, DTL, the podcast drops about 2 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. We're launching into college football. Also, a little early look at the NFL as well every single weekday. Subscribe, like, and share that as well. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Brian Tyker, Lumbo. My man from the Dirty Charles. My numbers guy, Raphael. The only 5-star chef in the game, Seabass. My man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. And never forget about my partner, AB, and producer man behind the scenes, always making the show with AB look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at DTL. Good luck.